I'm barely awake and I was concussed. Hi. Hi. Not you, Django. Oh, just dirty puppy. Hi, this is Kat coming to you live. Not really. From St. Paul, Minnesota. On a lovely May afternoon. It's finally nice out. 72 degrees, friends, which is like winter for Florida. But it was like 30 last week. Oh my gosh. It's so nice to see the sun. And the clouds are gone. We just get this like 12-story tall, as if it's like the 12th story of a building. Like it's very close to the ground, cloud cover, and it just stays forever. Oh my gosh. Or are we talking about the weather? Are we not yet friends? This is the only thing we can talk about. Hi, I'm Kat, and I am going to be calling this YouTube channel Librophiliac Knits, and it's going to be impossible for you to say or spell. I made up this name for just to have a good email address a million years ago, but it still feels true. You know, a hemophiliac is a person who has like a medical condition that is life-threatening. If they start bleeding, they can't stop. Well, the concept was I feel that way about books. If I don't have books in my life, I will die. So Librophiliac, I don't know. Just go with it. It has nothing to do with knitting. But naming yourself is hard. I always struggle with it. It's never good enough. I still have like moments of self-doubt about my children's names, and they're lovely names. And the dogs, the cats, whatever, man. Naming myself in French class in school, I changed my name every year. I was Geneviève and Benedict and Chat and Catherine. None of them fit. No, well, Catherine is fine because it's Catherine. I just like being myself, I guess. Now there's just the tail. Yeah, okay. Django, can you get out of the way, please? Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Thank you. Okay. Hi, my name is Kat, and this is Librophiliac Knits. I'm speaking to you today from St. Paul, Minnesota. It's 6 p.m. I've been awake for 2 hours. I work nights, so I got to sleep in today, which means I slept until 4 in the afternoon. You know, I got home from work and ran errands, so I didn't get home to go to bed until like 10:30 in the morning. Got my Target on. Dropped some packages back at the UPS store because my ex accidentally sent his Amazon purchases here. Because he forgot to check, and the last person he had sent something to was his lovely daughter, and then he sent everything to her. Oh man, people are so funny. And then whatever, came home, passed out, woke up again, had a cup of tea, because I am trying to slow my roll on the coffee. I was concussed last week. I was at roller derby practice and I was rushing. I wasn't warmed up properly because I was running a little bit late. And I had big guilt about it and I wanted to participate, and so I hopped in to start the drill sooner than I should have. We were just running on toe stops. It's like nothing. And sorry if they're making gross noises. Yeah, I fell over backwards. Stupidest thing. Fell over backwards. Hit my head. I've been skating in the roller derby for 12 years. I've been skating for most of my life. You know, I used to walk my dog on rollerblades when I was a kid. Like, she was only a 40-pound chow-chow, but still. She's fast. And she wanted to be. But yeah, this is my first major fall. First major injury at practice or in about. Fell over, hit my head so hard. Oh, I got my bell wrong. I did not pass out. I did crack the inside of my helmet, which is just, oh gosh, it's just mind-boggling. My poor brain. Right here. Bam. And then the brain came forward and bam. I had a little contre-coup headache. Do not recommend. I spent the next week just hydrating and sleeping as much as I could get away with. Trying to avoid screens, which the addiction is real, people. It was really hard to not look at screens. Even like the first day when I was like, I absolutely need to leave them alone. Couldn't do it. I don't know. I'm barely awake and I was concussed last week. It's my new favorite. I just want to use that forever. I was concussed. When? 10 years ago. Still counts, right? No. The Frenchie just walked under the tripod and took it with him on his back. Thanks. You're great, Ziggy. I appreciate you. That's Ziggy Stardust, in case you were wondering. He's very cute. Very naughty. Aren't you? Aren't you the naughtiest dog? Yes. Okay. This is supposed to be a knitting podcast. I'm just chattering for whatever reason. I think I just need someone to talk to. Oh, look, here he is. Ziggy Stardust. Oh, you so cute. Django's tail is wagging, but he is not the one I am speaking to. Ziggy Stardust. Okay. Did you know that French bulldogs were developed by lace makers in Normandy? First they were in Britain, and then they emigrated to the north of France, where they were bred initially to keep the lap swarm of lace makers who could not necessarily afford to heat their place of business while they sat and did a handicraft. And isn't that just a perfect knitter's dog? Eventually they became, the darlings of the demi-monde in Paris, for which they are usually better known, but originally lap dogs for lace makers. Yes. So what am I going to talk to you about today? I don't even know. I didn't want to look up the name of the yarn. It's so pretty. I had to take it out. And I finally blocked it. This is my love note. The love note. Everybody made one a while ago. If you didn't, I don't hold it against you. I was way behind on that too. It's so beautiful. La la la. It's got these, the lace pattern is like, it's like a really specific sort of leaf. You see it? And it's cropped. Isn't it pretty? It's a cute crop sweater. It's looking so much better now that I finally blocked it, and you can see the lace. Although I blocked it in water that had already been used for something else, and I think it accidentally picked up a little bit of like darker dye, but that just like made the pink more of a like muted mauve situation, which I am real happy about actually. I'm not a baby pink sort of a person. I believe the yarns that I used were CaMaRosa and Isager. I will put a link in the description box below with the specifics of that. One of them was like a mohair and the other one was fingering weight, and they're both lovely to work with, and I had a bunch left over that I haven't decided what to do with yet. Oh, it's just lovely. Maybe I'll make a hat. It's really soft. I didn't think I liked mohair. I thought it was itchy, but I keep ending up making stuff with it because I feel left out. Do you do that? Do you feel left out about a substance that you really should stay away from? My daughter is lactose intolerant, and she just can't leave milk products alone, especially cheese. It's my fault. I raised her in Wisconsin for a while. And I can eat all of the lactose I want, and so can her brother, my son, my oldest, and my youngest for that matter, whose dad also doesn't like milk, but just for like political reasons. Yeah, what do we got? Oh yeah, so my beautiful love note. I think I made it last year. I am just starting with some finished objects that I made ages ago because they're beautiful and I wanted to share them with somebody, and I don't wear them as much as I should. I'm like a tank top and jeans person most of the time. I'm trying to fix it. Yeah, so now that I've found dresses with pockets, I am doing much better at wearing something other than jeans. It's just so hard sometimes. I went for the makeup free look. I am a flawed individual. How about you? Okay. Ooh, is it racy to get undressed? It's just a sweater, people. That's one, and then I'm gonna show you one more. Speaking of, look, I made myself my own little tag, so I always know which side's the back on this. And it's yarn, so it doesn't itch or detract in any way, and it's not big enough to stick out. This is the Sunday sweater by Petite Knits, and I made it from, and I wear it plenty in the winter. I need to undo and redo I got nervous that it wasn't going to come in enough for the bubble sleeve, and I made this too stiff. I need a stretchier bind off. See, it's like, it doesn't go anywhere. This is just the whole fabric moving. This is a inflexible bind off. Did I tell you about the yarn yet? I did not. Look, it's my color. In case my hair didn't give it away. Ooh. Ah, see, I added a little extra blue, but before, you can see it on the tips. It's more green. So I made it kind of a bracelet sleeve. I got a ton of extra. I could undo it and redo it. It's cropped again. I wanted to be cool like the cool kids that make all the crop sweaters. Plus, I'm really impatient when it gets to that, like, I'm almost done. And then the body is taking forever. I'm trying to work on that. Oh, and I have armpit hole problems. Speaking of things to go back and fix so that I will wear this more often. Woo, they're big. Ventilation. Hello. Can you tell it's a hand knit sweater? You couldn't until you saw those. Wee. So, what did I say? Sunday sweater, Petite Knit. There's also a cardigan. I am real tempted to make it. I do love a cardigan because then I can show off the tank top to go with my jeans. And it's Knitpicks. They're silk mohair, whatever they call it, and then this other fluffy, I think it has some alpaca content. Maybe one of them's called Aloft. I'll put it in the down bar again. I couldn't be bothered to do all of the pre-work. I just wanted to talk. I wanted to say hi. I wanted to like turn this into a real thing. I wanted to do an intro video. I've been watching some YouTube videos and I don't have an opener. I don't have a closer. I don't have a website where I sell stuff. Why am I doing this? I just wanted to. I just want to say hi. Hello, Internet. I exist. This is like the 21st century Descartes. A YouTube, therefore I am. No, not into philosophy. Descartes was a French philosopher, and he said, I think, therefore I am. Je pense, donc je suis. Marinating that one for a second. All right, what does the magic basket got for us today? Well, in light of having finished... I left it over there. I finished my cardigan. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh. Well, hang on. Magic basket aside, and we'll pause. Can we do a modeling section from back here so you can see it in all its glory? Look at this beauty. All right, so this is it turns out to be Stria. I've been saying Stria. I don't know why. I mean, Stria like striations makes way more sense, doesn't it? I didn't figure that out. That's okay. Oh, I did miss I wove it in. Oh, but this is woolen spun, so watch how easy it breaks. Ready? Boop. Didn't even try. Now it's much more hidden. I'll fix that later. Whatever. Hello. My Stria cardigan. I took some finished object photos. I don't know if I'll learn how to insert those yet or not. I put the wooden buttons on. I can't stay away from them. My dad's favorite sweater that he has been wearing pretty much every cold day of my life since before I was born, because his sister, my auntie, knit it for him probably half a century ago. I mean, it's just the most amazing thing. It's held up all this time. He wears it every night like Mr. Rogers. It's got this. Actually, I'll show you next time, because I have the matchy kind of one that was for my mom. Just doesn't have any buttons. But anyway, the Stria cardigan is finished, and I made it pockets, and I have the second pocket finished. I just have to sew it on. So, and I made them, see how they're like long and lean here? My hand fits fine, but they are phone shaped, because that, oh, Ziggy just bonked it perfectly, didn't he? They're phone shaped because I have a cardigan, like a store-bought, let's be honest, a thrift store find, that is similar to this, but all gray, and it has these tiny little pockets, and they're just big enough that I want to put my phone in, but if I move, the phone falls out. And I have my phone with me most of my time. Let's just be honest. I'm recording on it right now. So my Stria cardigan that I finished, the video cut off, and I don't know why. Duh! I think it was because my mom was calling. Duh! It's so beautiful. I used the most fantastic woolen spun yarn. I've never tried woolen spun before, and it's great. I see what all the fuss is about now. It's from Anthology Yarn Co. Blufflands, this was called, and it was a single flock. Oh, it was the coolest thing. Single flock yarn, where a single flock of sheep from all from the same farm or ranch or whatever, So locally grown in Wisconsin, locally spun, locally dyed, and then locally sold and knit. And it's so soft and squishy. Ooh. I mean, it's a sort of a rustic yarn. I caught on my fingers sometimes, but it's this woolen spun gig means that it's really light and airy and crazy warm. I miscalculated at work the other day, and it was like 60 degrees when I went in, and then in the morning when I was leaving, it was like 32, and I was just wearing my scrub top and no jacket. So I quick put the one sleeve I had left that I was working on like, what are those? Well, a piece of that PVC tubing. I didn't get the stuff from the knitting barber. I found someone on Etsy who was selling it for 5 yards for $1.87. And I got 10 yards of it. So back to the magic basket. I finished my beautiful sweater. So then I needed a little palette cleanser. I was thinking about rushing to try and make one more sweater. It's only the first week of May, and Andrea Mowry's March to May knit along is still going. Oh, here's the other pocket. See? Pocket. So stretchy, this fabric is so stretchy. It could have been, I should have used, I didn't know what I was doing yet. It could have been my gauge swatch. It looks like it would be a gauge swatch. Oh, and it's going to go this way because this is the top. A little extra ribbing. Anyway, but rather than do that, I decided I was going to try and make a hat. I couldn't decide. So I made my child a sweater. This is day 3. I've been knitting like a fiend on a tile. It's supposed to be a flax sweater by Tin Can Knits, but I'm skipping the fancy shoulder detail. It is really cool. It looks great on the other 2 versions of that sweater I have made, which I guess I'll have to show you another time. But it's just such a simple pattern and it's free. So I knit the whole body in a day and a half. This yarn is really fun. My auntie gave it to me, the one that knit my dad the sweater. It is, I brought an extra one, so I have the ball band and everything. Patons, classic wool, DK superwash in the autumn spice colorway. She had a bunch of it laying around and decided she was never going to use it. She didn't know what to do with it. Why not make a toddler sweater? He says he wants me to put an Indominus Rex on it. So I might have to figure out how to like embroider or double knit or, double stitch on top of it. Something that looks even vaguely like a gray dinosaur. He'd probably be pretty happy. I did look for dinosaur patterns. This was easier. What else was I going to show you? Well, this is the last little leftovers of my beautiful Stria Hat cardigan yarn. See how pretty that was? And it knit up so beautifully. Yeah, look, I have the ball band. Anthology, I did this the last time. I'm not going to hold it up. Anthology Yarn Co. Interlude 2, Blufflands, single flock yarn, fingering weight. 100 grams for 400 yards. The colorway was called Sandstone. Rambouillet and Ile-de-France. Fleece from Nelson, Wisconsin. Woolen spun in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. Hand dyed in St. Paul, Minnesota. See, I can actually share yarn details occasionally. And then here are the leftovers of my fun colors. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. I'll have to do some math, which, if you're an Elizabeth Zimmerman fan, you should understand that math is great to know how to do when it comes to knitting. Here are my leftovers. These were leftovers to begin with, and now they're just even more leftover. And I want to make some hexie poofs out of them. But first, I thought it would be so much fun. I almost did it for the pockets. I thought it would be so much fun to do an inverted version of the Stria, except that this woolen spun yarn is so warm, where you do a thick stripe of the one color and then just a tiny stripe of this. I think that would look so cool. And I could just keep using the half fisherman's rib. I'm super used to knitting that way now, and it's great. And there's a fluff. Oh, I missed it. I thought that would be a really fun hat. Maybe I'll do a doubled brim, and then the brim can be the usual and everything underneath, because it's just that first part that's touching you that really needs to be the warmest, the band. But yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna make something up. Do you want me to write a pattern? Never done that. Might be fun. I should probably like give it to Andrea Mowry, because it would be pirating her color theory and knit. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask. I don't want to, in this context, I would not want to ask for permission. I would want to ask for permission instead of forgiveness, you know. Usually I'm all about that whole ask for forgiveness, not permission thing, where you are naughty and just go, oops, sorry, forgive me. No. But this would be kind of like theft. And that is her livelihood, and I make money other ways. Okay, last thing. This is my almost done. I had to do a little plug for Elizabeth Zimmerman. Speaking of the math lady, I made a baby surprise jacket, which if you have never done this, it is an experience, man. I had to like put it on timeout for a little while. The yarn that I'm using is True Boo. It's like a bamboo acrylic, probably, combo from your standard big box hobby store. So look at the stripe. I didn't do anything special to make the cool stripe that goes around the corner and turns in a different direction. That's just where the yarn goes. I just knit in straight lines. That's how this jacket works. Isn't it fantastic? You start with a single knit edge, and then you increase a whole bunch according to the pattern, and then you decrease a whole bunch according to the pattern, and in the middle you have this like piece of knitting that you can't lay flat. It looks like some sort of crumpled piece of paper. You think that you have lost your mind, and in the knitting pattern, Elizabeth Zimmerman is like, just have faith, like just wait. And it's true, you finally get to the end, things are starting to sort of make sense, because by then you can like a little bit fold it and see what's happening. But at the end, you flip two sides over and ta-da, you have a jacket, and you seam just along this shoulder edge to turn the sleeves into sleeves. And that's it. And now the only thing that makes this not done is I haven't added buttons. And she tells you to make buttonholes on both sides and then just add the buttons according to the gender of the child. My only new acquisition was I signed up for one of those Roving of the Month clubs from Hello Yarn. And I don't know if I'm supposed to do a sneak peek. It like just came out, so I didn't bring it. It's in the other room. I have received 3 of them now, I think 3 or 4, and I've only spun 1, and it is the most gorgeous yarn. I have to number 1 figure out what to do with it, because there's only the one skein. It's pretty big, which is great, but I made it real fluffy too. And number 2, I really need to work on like figuring out how to use the stuff that I think is so precious that I like don't want to touch it because it's just taking up space and giving me anxiety. I have so much stuff. I was just writing about this last night in a little moment of downtime. I have more stuff. I have more clothes than I wear. I have more books than I'm probably ever going to read. And I have more yarn than I could knit. Probably. I mean, if I like only use the yarn in my house and all of the, especially all of the wool, I am Baba Black Sheep lady over here. Maybe that's what I should call this podcast. I have like 5 garbage bags of fleece. Not like sold to me, just gifted. I mean, and some of it is probably not even worth spending, but it was free. I'm gonna try. And then maybe I'll try my hand at dyeing. But anyway, I have all this stuff, and the internet is so bad for this. You know, the consumer vibe. It's so hard to escape. I just want more, more, more all the time. I mean, same with eating. I'm getting a little uncomfortable in my skin because I just can't scale it back a little here, friends. I don't know. Are you guys into philosophical ramblings? Do you think about this at all? I do. I'm not in a perfect spot financially. Pretty comfortable. But like, I don't have zero debt. I would love to be one of those people. I've tried. I can't. I'm good at math. Can't get my head around it. I can't tighten the old belt buckle and knuckle down and pay everything off. It shouldn't be that hard. I did just refinance my house. My mortgage payment is considerably less than it was. So now I'm overpaying. So that is like my one good adulting thing that I'm doing right now. Because even with the overpay, I'm still paying less than I was, which is awesome. And then the interest rates went back up. For once, I took advantage of the thing while I could. What else is going on? It's Nurses Week. Happy Nurses Week to those of you who are in the nursing field. I am going to a Minnesota United game tomorrow. Taking my partner. He loves soccer, and I don't mind soccer. And I want to see one of our national teams. I haven't been to a professional sports game in a couple of 4 years. Chase, come say hi. Come over here. I'm around here. Come find me on the other side of the thing.
I can't see you.
You can't see me.
No.
What are you growling at? Rude. Chase, come here. Bless you.
Thanks.
He's not gonna go. What have you got on your hand?
Gum sand.
Gum sand. Ooh, sticky stuff. Gum sand. That's what we call this stuff. It's that sort of sand that sticks to itself. Kinetic sand. I'd call it whatever. All right, well, that's my cue to leave, friends. If you're into philosophical musings and no makeup and dogs growling and barking and cars going by and knitting where I forget the name of everything I knit with, I just love it.
Mom,
Like and subscribe, and I will try this again.
Mom,
Thanks for watching.
Mom, I want some water.
Cool, me too. Let's go.